Okay, so we're gonna try something new today, and it's gonna be called the kitchen sink, where it's kind of like, listen at your own risk, and it's a surprise. It's a surprise for us where this conversation goes. It's very like raw and unfiltered, and
we're catching up.
Exactly. It's like when when people order kind of like one of those mystery boxes. And you open it up and you're like, oh, cool, I don't need this. But like, oh, I also need this. So, what?
I really hope, though, that we're not like the Harry Potter jelly bean mystery. Do you remember?
Oh, my God. Ew, no.
They're so bad.
No.
That's like the worst kind of mystery.
I would say we're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're like one of those makeup ones, where it's like you don't know you need it, but then once you listen to it.
You're like, I really did need that mini-sized mascara to put in my purse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the kitchen sink is going to basically be themed around what we did this week and us processing our feelings. It's going to be maybe a disaster, but a fun one. Okay.
Let's go.
So I went to a danger for Halloweekend.
Okay.
It's been Halloweekend for the both of us has been like
wild. Did you Uber? How did you get there?
I drove.
Did you drink?
No. Yes, like sips, a little bit, but then I sobered up afterwards.
Where was it?
It was in Culver City. Century City? I have no idea.
Someone's house?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
so one of my friends, she lives in this house with like 6 other people, and this house actually looks kind of like your like a weird old Beverly Hills mansion.
Flex.
It was nice.
Wow.
But the backyard is kind of like where the whole party was.
So fun. Are they like rich? I don't understand.
No, it's really run down, so it's like not very rich.
Okay, and there's 6 people that live. Okay.
Yeah. But it was called a brunch, so I was totally gonna bring like a bag of bagels there.
Oh, yeah.
No, Emily.
Mimosas.
That was it.
And anything else? Like, was there food?
Brunch just means the time of day, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Because here I thought I was like, this is so interesting. We're having a Halloween brunch. Like, we're going to be so wholesome and dressed in like our little outfits.
I thought you were going out to like a restaurant or something.
Me too, or like sitting down and having eggs. No, it was just alcohol and the time of day. It was basically, it's just a danger.
Yeah.
Disguised as a brunch.
Gotcha. Okay.
But there were like donuts and chips and popcorn. It was a very cute setup.
That's cute.
It was just like you're supposed to wear costumes that show skin. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Wait, was this like a really big party?
It was.
How many people were there?
Like I would say 50.
Okay. It's a pretty good party.
It was a pretty good house party. I did not expect it. And I saw this guy that me and April always thought he was super hot in college. And I didn't think that he knew who I was.
Who
like,
was it?
You know one of those college crushes that you have where it's like from afar, the athletes, the water polo guys, like
he was
you know them by them. He wasn't an athlete, no.
Oh, I was gonna say, okay.
No, but he was like in a hot frat, you know what I mean? Like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like talking to my friend and her fiance, and then he comes over and he starts like talking to us.
Okay.
And
Did he recognize you?
He's in costume. I think I recognized him.
Oh, okay.
But he was in costume, so I was like, he looks familiar. I can't really tell who he is.
God.
Is he that guy that I'm thinking of in my head? So I was like looking at him, and then he started talking to me, and I was like, oh, I'm Janice, by the way, in case it's not this guy. And he goes, oh, I'm Bleep.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you look familiar. Like, I think I've seen you before, whatever.
But you knew who it was.
Exactly.
Okay,
I was like, okay, I know exactly.
You, mastermind, Taylor Swift. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like, in my mind, I was like, play it cool, Janice. And so I'm like, oh, I'm Janice. And I said, you look familiar. And he goes, yeah, you too. Have we met somewhere? We try and figure it out. Common theme here was UCLA.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what's your last name? And before I could even say my last name, he says it.
Oh, so him, mastermind.
I looked at him shocked because I was like, how
could he have known your last name?
We've never spoken.
I was going to say, yeah.
I don't even know how I know him.
That almost creeps me out, actually.
It's like, he graduated 2017. So it's like, It's been 5 years.
Wait, why would he know your last name?
We've never spoken. It's been 5 years. How does he know my last name?
That gives me the creeps, kind of.
No, and then I was like,
Weird.
oh my God, how do you know my last name? He was like, I have no idea. We need to figure this out. We never figured it out. But I thought it was the most wild thing.
So I guess you guys might have been, like, looking at each other from afar, maybe?
Who knows?
Oh my God.
He started, like, talking to me and, like, finding me at the party throughout the whole thing.
Oh.
He never asked for my number, though.
Oh, bummer.
I know. But you know what? I'm kind of like, maybe he didn't want to and I was reading it wrong. But if he did, he's known my last name for 5 years.
Yeah, so why? Yeah.
So
okay.
if he wants to, he'll
If
find
he
me.
wanted to, he would.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
I'm being really mature about this.
Yeah, you're very calm and collected talking about it. Like, oh yeah, like if it's meant to be, it'll be type of thing.
It's because there's a lot I've processed over the weekend.
We've had an interesting weekend.
Emily discovered some things. Some, like, tea. We don't have to, like, go into it.
We don't have to go into it.
But
yeah.
maybe just to summarize, like, you went to this party.
Yeah, I went to a Halloween party the same night Janice did, but, like, a different one. And we met some mutual friends. I met up with some friends and realized that we had mutual friends. And the mutual friends knew Janice quite well. And so we just got to chatting a bit. And
it enlightened, there was some enlightenment that involved, like, a lot of color about, like,
certain
my previous
people.
Relationship.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
And I think I've, like, processed it a lot, and I've even written it down, so I'm going to, like, share it with you.
Oh my God.
What I realize is, like, you know why he never deleted his Hinge?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was a red flag, and I thought I could explain the red flag somehow, just like, oh, he's a forgetful person, like, it uninstalled itself, it's not a big deal. I also kept mine because, you know, I was like, I don't really know what's happening here, as, like, kind of a protection.
Well, let's put can I put a little bit of context? We can, like, take this out if needed. But, like, you know that thing you can do on an iPhone where if you scroll down on your homepage, you can see your top 4 most used apps. And his first one was Hinge. And I was also trying really hard to rationalize it too, because I was like, I don't understand how this can work. Like, why would you be using Hinge when you guys are, like, official and, like, all this stuff? So we never revisited that.
No, we just kind of let it go and just, like, chalked it up to him being a dude and, like, forgetting something.
But it happened again. But anyways, okay.
So I said, you know, like, I think he's avoidant, and that made him feel safe. Like, he could run away at any point, right? Like, he could get someone at any point, and that's why he loved to compartmentalize his life, because it made him feel safe and, like, in control of all these aspects. And all I can say is that whether it was intentional or not, I am glad that it only lasted a few months rather than a few years.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, and we know people that it has lasted like that 3 years or so.
Yeah. And I think, like, the biggest takeaway from all of this is I know I can trust my gut.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that, Barry can trust his gut too.
Barry can trust his gut too.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because sometimes I think as an anxiously attached person or, like, an overthinker that I am just overanalyzing the situation, that I am driving myself insane.
And I convinced Janice that she was driving herself insane too. So
not to her fault though, because
I didn't understand it. Because, like, I know Janice first, right? And I know Janice, like, overthinks. So I'm like, maybe it's just you overthinking it. And, like, I don't know. I was just trying to figure out what was going on. But
I mean, I'm not gonna, like, I don't know what I'm protecting here, honestly. Like, am I protecting him? Am I protecting me? Like, my future me for saying something wrong? But I don't know if what he did was intentional or not. Like, I will never find out.
Yeah, we'll never know.
And I told Emily this. I think, like, the most important thing is that I found closure by understanding that I can't know anything. Like, the only way for me to feel secure and in control now is to, like, move forward. Actions speak louder than words. Like, this is what we learned. This is what he did. Like, he broke up with me for a reason. And so we're moving on, you know, like, we are living our truth.
I was not in this relationship, but I too feel closure. I feel like after I heard all of this stuff at the party, I was just like, we know. Now we know.
Apparently, Barry was shaking.
Yeah, Barry was like literally shaking as we were hearing everything, because everything we heard was like stuff that he had already said to us, that he of his own thoughts, and we ended up like backtracking, be like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, he was even like, oh no, I don't think my theory makes sense anymore, and we dropped it. And that was like, what, a month or two months ago, maybe. And now we're back, and it seems like his gut was right. So I guess we're all learning to trust ourselves and give ourselves a little bit more credit. Even if this is all bullshit and like none of it's true and my friend made it up, whatever, which I don't think that happened. But even if that was the case, like, people always say sometimes you have to hate your ex to get over them. You know what I mean?
It's the stages of anger or whatever.
Yeah, stages of grief or whatever.
Yeah.
You like have to be angry. Like, if you're not angry, like, how are you really going to start getting over that person? Because you're just going to be like feeling bad and then feeling sad, and there's never like a cutoff.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I don't know where I heard it, but people would say, if you don't have a reason, make one up. Like, find a reason to be mad. And so
an ick list.
An ick list.
Yeah. Which I have now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But you're right, because before I was like, I can be mature about this. Like, I'm hurt and I'm sad and I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad at him. I'm not like, you know?
You have reached like enlightenment or something. You're very zen about all this.
I think I'm just like, I have thought about this situation for so long that I'm finally ready to like move on. And I have not reached enlightenment. I am not like someone who has her shit together, but I think like I'm just tired.
Yeah.
You know? And this kind of goes into what I was going to talk to you about, but I was like, save it for the pod. It's like, okay, I'm always going to be processing this, and Emily always has to be on the receiving end. And I feel so bad.
No, don't feel bad.
I also realized that this has been my whole monologue. So after this, we're going to talk about your Hulu weekend.
God, we're going to switch to me.
And it's like,
oh my
shut
God.
the F up, Janice. But I am always going to be processing it. It's going to be like at a less frequent time, like less frequent.
No, I can literally tell that you have like, you've settled it within yourself a bit. Like, yes, you're going to keep talking about it, but like, I can see it.
Thank you.
You have like of grasped it. Yeah.
My journal has been like where I'm channeling it all towards, but yesterday I saw something I shouldn't have seen.
Yeah.
Right? I saw like him and his friend's Insta story, and it made me feel sad again. Like, why is this guy who broke up with me and apparently really sad about it, and like that's not what he wanted? Like, why is he out on Halloweekend having fun, dressed up, and not hiding in a cave crying?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he still not hung up on me and like moving on with his life? It should be me moving on, not him.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's the hardest thing about any breakup, I think, is seeing the other person move on, no matter how the breakup like ended, how things ended, if it was on good terms or bad terms. It's just weird. You're like, wait, you do things without me? Like,
but it made me mad, and then it made me sad again, because I'm like, that's not fair. Like, you don't get to do this.
It's also strange because you only knew him when he did things with you, right?
Yeah.
So he looks even more like a stranger now, because you're like, I've never met this version of you, because we've only known each other like when we were dating and stuff.
Yeah. And so when I saw that, obviously I texted you. And then this morning you texted me that like we were gonna meet someone that was like just as friends, or like, you know, meet someone new, just talk, like whatever. But then you were like, I'm gonna text him to make sure it's not like weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, don't, because I don't want this like previous relationship to to dictate like my entire life, you know? Like I don't want to give that more time, and like I don't deserve that. And it's not that like I don't want to be a fragile bird here. I think like I've taken the time to to process everything, and I just want to see where things go organically versus someone else feeling like weird, like they have to constantly control their emotions and thoughts and actions. It's like, well, no, if I think I'm truly ready to like just meet new people, like really test myself, you know, and be like, okay, do I know my boundaries? Do I know what I want? Like if this goes organically and naturally, like then I'll finally feel like, okay, I can figure out what I want, and like I know what I want out of this, versus like someone else having already drawn that for me. Yeah,
that's true. I guess I had a different perspective. I think I agree with you. You were capable of like understanding how you feel and like knowing when it's a good time to like meet people, and like I trust your intuition. But then I don't know if I'd like trust his, since like I'm in the middle, like I'm the mutual friend. And I was thinking like, well, what if something went weird, but it's my fault that like something happened and then it went bad? And then I'd be like, fuck. Then I would be inadvertently hurting you, because it's another thing that you'd have to like go through. And I'd be inadvertently hurting him, because he'd have to go through that too. And he's like a sensitive, emotional guy too. So like, we love that. So like, I guess I was just worried for my own, like I didn't want
your reputation,
my own reputation. Like I don't want to be the reason, but also like not just my reputation, but like your guys' feelings too, because yes, I trust you, like you're feeling good, but like I also know that you're coming off of a relationship, and then I don't want to bring that to him, and then him be like, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you make sure that this was okay? And then I'm kind of like in the middle, like, like, hey, sorry it didn't work out, but can we all still be friends, you know?
In my mind, I actually thought about this. I was like, wait, I'm being selfish. Emily isn't doing this for me. She's afraid I'm going to hurt him.
I think more vice versa.
He's going to hurt me?
Because I don't know. I only know surface stories about his dating life.
I'm so excited right now.
But no. It's just, he's a very intense guy at times. He's really, really nice. I think he's super respectful. He's a great guy, but I don't know him well enough to be like, you are worthy, like to date you. You know what I mean?
I love Emily filtering things out for me. It makes my life so much easier.
I'm trying really hard, but I just don't want this to like go up in flames, you know?
Okay, so two things. I think first, that's exactly why though I don't want to like impose anything on him. Like, don't be weird. Don't say these things. Because like I want him to be fully himself, so that I can assess the situation as naturally as possible, you know? Like, then I know, okay, I have all the facts. He wasn't like holding back.
I think that was a good point. I'm glad I didn't.
Because if he was holding back, then I'd make an excuse like, oh, he seems like kind of a boring person. But that was probably because he was holding back. But maybe he was just is just a boring person to me. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, that makes sense.
But then also second, I think like, you're so right. If I had met him like a month ago, right after this whole thing happened, I would have been like...
Yeah, it would have been weird.
It would have been weird.
Yeah.
But now, like after I've processed everything, I think if he brings something up, I can at least take it, right? I can be like, oh, it didn't work out, like whatever. Because people have been asking me like, oh, how are you? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh it's done. Like, it's fine. I've learned. I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah.
And like... I'm not saying that this is going to work out, right? But, like, if it does, he's going to know eventually.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, I mean, he will know.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. No. He will know. Maybe I'm more scared because the possibility of it working out is so much higher.
You think it's going to work out?
No, I'm saying the possibility of it working out is higher than, like, you meeting a guy on Hinge or you meeting a guy off the street. Because I'm already friends with both of you, right? So I've already, like, done the background check. Like, he's fun, he's cool, he's successful, blah, blah, blah. You're fun, you're cool, you're successful, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, two fun, cool, successful people, like, are going to be meeting that we all have mutual, like, friend.
Yeah.
And interests, and like he's a Swiftie, and like
Stop.
I know, he's really cool.
Wait, what the fuck? He's a Swiftie?
Yeah, we talk music a lot.
Music or just Taylor?
We both like Maggie Rogers a lot too.
Oh.
Do you like Maggie Rogers?
No,
he's a big
she's a bit slow for me.
He likes all the emo girls like Phoebe Bridgers and
he
like
okay?
he's unwell.
Is he okay?
He always says I'm in Spain without the S all the time.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always say I'm surviving, not thriving.
Yeah.
But here is where I think this is like a good test for me. I can't think of another word. Someone might say it's toxic, but like I think I've learned so much in all the relationships I've been in, and I have this list. It's called The Man I Want.
I just saw that.
Did you see that? You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me.
I just glanced at it and I was like, oh, what's that?
Okay, it's not like, oh, he needs to be like 6'1" and like whatever. It's like, I want a man that's like high EQ, empathetic, doesn't make me think I'm overthinking, like can pick up on my nonverbal cues. It's like all of these things that I've learned that I want and realize they're non-negotiables for me.
Did you have this this list last year?
I had it on my first breakup.
Oh, you already? Okay,
I already had it, and I've been adding to it. And I think like this time around, what I learned about like the previous relationship is like if you see a red flag or like I am starting to overthink, I can't keep making excuses for that, and I need to accept that and like draw a boundary, right? Like distance myself from something that I'm about to like try and explain in my head over and over again. And so that's where I'm trying to apply that. It's like, okay, I'm about to meet a really cool person. And at these parties, like I am meeting new people, but I'm like, what are my standards? And like, am I going to lower them or like change them or compromise just like because I want some in my life? And that's what I'm trying to test myself now. It's like, can I apply what I learned?
Yeah, I think you've already been doing that, like not little by little, but you really have been taking like good steps to like look back. I did A, B, C. B and C were wrong. Like, let me like edit this and try again.
I mean, it's fucking scary because it's like, okay, are my standards too high that I'm like literally pushing everyone away and then I don't have anybody?
I don't think you're pushing people away. I mean, we were at a party a couple weeks ago and the guys were so weird, but we were both like acting like we were having the fucking best time of our lives. Like, you're like the most interesting guy I've ever met. Like, I would say we were doing the opposite of pushing people away.
Okay, that's one boundary that I have now too. It's like, I will make you feel like you're very interesting, but you also need to make me feel like I'm interesting, right? Like
the bar is so low.
We constantly like make these guys try to feel better about themselves when we're having a conversation, even though it's like the worst conversation on earth.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want someone to ask questions about me.
Yeah, or show that you're actually interested. But like, it's almost like, were you the one telling me this?
What?
Oh, no, it was a TikTok. This girl, I sent it to you. This girl was saying that she was at a party. No, she was on a date with this guy from like Hinge or something. And they were talking for like an hour at dinner. And she obviously drove the conversation. She was asking all the questions, like making all the moves and everything. And then at the end, she was so point blank. She was like, okay, I've asked.
Oh my God,
Yeah. She's like, I've asked my questions. Like, do you have any questions for me? Because it was a fucking date. And he was like, oh, no, I don't have any questions. Usually, like, the other person asks all the questions. I'm not used to, like, doing this. Like, he was uncomfortable.
And then wasn't his response after that also just like, oh, I have so many questions, I can't pick one?
I can't even pick anything. And she was like, dude, pick one. And he never did. And then they ended the date. But I think I sent that to you because like that's what reminded me of our party where we just kept talking until finally I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah.
We're tired and exhausted from it.
And then we left. Yeah, we escaped.
See, I want a guy that asks me questions and can like occupy the time if I just fucking sat there and didn't say anything at all.
Yeah. It's very hard to meet people like that though.
And that is why like at these parties I'm like, okay, to get through it and like have fun myself and learn something new, like I am going to entertain this, but like I'm not going to be flirting with you. And I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to like give you my number or like even try to get to that point. Like this is a waste of my time. Before I used to do that. I'd be like, I just want to feel validated.
Yeah, exactly. Men giving us validation through attention.
So now it's okay when a guy doesn't ask for my number, but he ends up like talking to me the entire time at the party because I'm like, oh, that was me.
Wait, what?
Like that was me carrying the conversation, me like making him feel interested, but like that was it.
Yeah, that was all that was, and we're never going to see each other again.
Exactly.
And we're out.
And I'm okay with that because it's like, what if we went on a real date? Like, do I have to repeat that whole thing again?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm weeding people out like that by giving you someone that I've already pre-screened.
Okay, so then we really need to test things out because I feel like also the one thing that you can't filter out is like if we will have chemistry or like vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can think that, but you'll never truly know.
Until he tells me.
Exactly.
But he would tell me.
He would tell you?
If he felt vibes or not. Yeah, he would tell me.
Oh my God, this just made it a million times more scary. Now I feel like I'm being tested.
No. I mean, I don't know what he thinks this is going to be. Like,
my ego's gonna be a little hurt if he doesn't think like I'm cool, though. To be very fair,
I feel like he's gonna think that's something. The chance of it not working out seems low.
Who the frick knows?
We'll find out.
Honestly, kitchen sink part 2.
Part 2, yeah. We'll see if this like actually ends up working out. But
yeah. So, sorry, I was looking at my phone because I think that was like all I had to say. I obviously have like something else I want to say.
Oh.
But I think it would really segue well at the end. So I'll like drop it at the end.
Okay.
I've been dying to hear about your Hulu week. And
oh my God, yes. I've had the craziest week.
Emily's been blacked out for 4 days straight.
We've not been blacked out for 4 days straight. It's been like 3. My work does Halloween very big. Takes it super seriously. And
tell them how serious.
Like, we have a budget. Each floor, there's a
budget involved? Wait, I didn't know this.
It was really expensive. Like, I bet I don't know. We're trying to figure out how much they spent for the whole event for the whole week.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of money. So like each floor, there's 2 buildings in Santa Monica, and like each floor has their own theme. So there's probably like 8 floors, and my floor's budget was $6,000 for decorations only.
What?
Yes, it was so expensive.
Okay, no wonder, because here I was like, why are you guys willingly spending money on decorating your office? But I didn't know you had a $6,000 budget.
We didn't hit it. We could have spent more money. We didn't even hit it. And our office looked really good. Like my team's little section of our floor was ratatouille, and it was really cute. Like someone made ratatouille, someone made spaghetti, and like put it on the table. And we had like the ratatouille soundtrack playing. We had like a hostess table. We had like the scene of Paris like on the wall, like looked like we were in France. Like someone made chandeliers, multiple chandeliers out of like beads, and I don't know where they bought it, but they like were stringing beads together to like make a chandelier.
I'm sorry, how long did the chandelier take to make?
People started decorating at the beginning of the week. Maybe some teams might have done it earlier, and then some teams were up in the office until like really late. Like, I remember them saying, like, be prepared to stay till midnight to, like, help decorate.
You willingly, like, want to stay there. That's how much you love
That's
the
how
office.
much I loved it. Because I was like, oh, like, but I didn't stay that late.
To decorate.
I stayed till like 7, and I didn't even decorate that hard. I was sweating, but I didn't stay that long.
We've established this. Emily sweats all the time. It's not even like
sweating.
I don't think it determines how much energy or work or effort you put into something anymore.
That's true. I think I was also sweating because I had to be on the floor like cutting stuff, and there's these 2 guys that were doing it with me, and my shirt was like kind of like dropping.
So what were you?
Maybe I was sweating because I was like holding my shirt to my chest, like cutting the fucking wallpaper. like don't look at me.
I was gonna say something more innocent. Like you were sweating because you were nervous that your line wasn't cut straight and you would like wobble a little.
No, Janice, don't question my cutting skills. They were superior. It was just my shirt.
Sorry, is your boobs about to fall out of your shirt?
I was wearing like my sticky bra too, so I was like, if my sticky bra comes off, and I was wearing a V-neck shirt, I was like, I'm walking out.
Have I ever told you, this is a sidetrack, but have I ever told you that my sticky boobs have fell out from under me before?
Like you found it on the ground and picked it up? Like when?
During my sister's graduation.
Janice made her sister's graduation all about her with her sticky boob falling out.
Okay, I didn't mean, you think that was enjoyable?
So what the hell were you wearing that
Okay, so let me set the scene. It's outside. There's like a heat wave. It's in Santa Cruz.
Why did I know? All right.
It was like by the edge of the cliff, whatever it is, and then it was so hot. It was an open field, and there were like thousands of people taking grad pics after they've walked the stage. So like I'm there holding everything for everyone while my sister's like doing her photo shoot, and it's so hot that I'm sweating so much, and I'm wearing a dress where you have to wear sticky boobs.
Okay.
The sticky boobs are old, and
not as sticky.
I literally just felt it sliding down, and my dress is like flowy and long, and I felt it sliding down, and it hits the ground, and I'm like,
oh my God, Jan.
How do I recover? Like, what do I do?
So what did you do? You bent down?
No, but you can't bend down because then I have to like move my dress, right? It's under me. I have to move my dress.
Oh, your dress was long.
My dress is long.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't like that long. Like it was not touching the ground, and so people could probably see something if they tried. If they like wanted, that was under it.
Yeah.
So I literally just like bent down and I started squatting, and my mom's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Mom, my sticky boob fell and it's on the ground. I need to pick it up." And you have to move, right? You have to move because it's right in the middle of me.
Yeah.
And so my brother, my sister, and my mom surround me, and I like literally grab the sticky boob. I move the dress and I grab the sticky boob and I shove it in a random gift bag that my sister got.
Oh my God, that sounds like The Incredibles. Like you guys are like the Incredibles family, like going around each other, like protecting. Is that a scene? That's definitely a scene in the movie, no?
It's when Violet the shield. She puts up the shield. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. She has the shield and the blast like saves them.
That's exactly what happened, except for you weren't Violet, like they were Violet. Like,
no.
Shielding you.
Yeah, and it was not, and it was like, from that day on, after like 2 uses of my sticky boobs, it's supposed to last like for a year, whatever it is.
I've had mine since 7th grade. I'm wearing it right now.
You see, I buy one after like every 3 times that I use it because never again.
Wait, you need to get the one I wear then.
Which one do you on Amazon?
No, I got it at Target literally like in 7th grade or 6th, like very young.
Do you wash it?
Yeah, I wash it. You're supposed to.
Yeah, I do that.
Mine's very sticky.
How?
I don't know.
Mine's, I mean.
They're not, okay, wait. They're not, mine aren't pasties though.
What do you mean?
I have like, it
cuts.
connects.
Yes, mine too.
Are they connect in the middle?
Are they the fabric ones? Or
yeah,
are they
they're the fabric ones.
Oh, I don't like the fabric ones because I have tiny boobs, so like.
Oh, they don't, oh.
The other ones make me look proportional.
Okay. I was like, yeah, mine stay on all day. Like.
Okay, well.
Anyways.
And I have another story about just bras or pads in general.
What do you mean?
Like.
Oh, wait, why pads?
You know when you wash a sports bra and the removable pad?
Oh, the removable pads that shouldn't be there.
No, but like I need that, you know? When you're working out, you want the removable pad inside.
Oh, so it keeps you stable.
And it's like, it like makes everything smooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I put it in the washer,
it comes
out.
Or it folds.
It folds.
Yeah.
And then you have to insert it back in.
Mm-hmm.
It takes like 5 years to do that.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I've started taking them out of my bras because they're such a pain. But you're right. It doesn't give me much support when I work out.
And then when I go out, I forget that I didn't unfold it because I was so lazy.
And then there's this like outline of
you
this
have half a boob.
Yeah.
Yes. You have half a boob and you're like, oh shit, how do I unfold this? And unfolding it takes years.
Yeah, I know. It's really on your face. You're going to rip it. And there must be a reason they do that though. Like why wouldn't they like secure it in there?
That's my question for you. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like, why can't you just sew it down a little bit?
Yeah. No, I know. Maybe it's because men design them.
You think?
Well, I mean, this is like a big problem, right? Like this would be like a number one thing to have. Like, don't do that. So there must be a reason, like a valid reason, or it's a design flaw because of the people that make it.
Okay, well, I really need to talk to whoever designs these.
Yeah,
like a UX person for sports bras, a designer.
I was like, wait, UX. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, anyways, when I went to this party, I not only met a mutual friend that knew Janice's like friend, but I also met Janice's coworker too.
Yeah, insane.
Like, it was crazy.
LA is so big, but then so small at the same
time.
Small,
tiny community.
I know.
Like,
I met this girl at the Halloween party on Friday night that she used to go to my high school in Hong Kong, and we haven't talked to each other or seen each other in 10 years, and I saw her at this party.
Wow.
I know. And I thought I would know 0 people.
Yeah.
But it turns out I ran into like everyone in the universe.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's LA for you right there.
I guess. And my coworker went to your high school too. The one that interviewed me, and I was like, oh, she was scary.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now I really like her. But
she's really like, I don't know. She holds herself really well, but then it intimidates you.
She's extremely intimidating. She's very smart. Great leader.
Like, all you want to do is just impress her.
Yes, I really do. And I took a leap of faith, and I followed her Instagram a couple days ago.
Did she follow you back?
She did yesterday.
Yay!
I was so happy.
It's always so validating when they do that.
And then now I can like see her like personal. I'm like, wow. Like,
were you also sweating when like she wasn't?
I was waiting. I was like checking my like, did she like accept my request? Like, is she gonna follow me back?
That also happens when I do it on LinkedIn. For like someone that's really powerful. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like, we've met, we've talked, but you're like so up there that I don't even know if you'd accept my request to follow you.
Oh, LinkedIn's different for me. I feel like for LinkedIn, I'm not as scared because everyone's trying to grow their network. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, why would someone so high up want to grow their network with me? Like, I am not going to help that person.
Well, okay, it depends. If you're in the same company, I feel like if I was higher up, I'd be like, I would just accept everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're just like, oh, I want to like see what my company is doing.
That I agree with.
But if you're saying it's someone that was not in your company.
No, it was my old company.
Oh.
That I met at that networking thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see being nervous about that.
Yeah.
For sure. I guess I haven't felt that rush in a while. I'm not networking as much. Or like professionally networking as much.
I think it only happens when it's like a sudden burst. When you're bored or when something's going on, like drama at work, you're like, I'm mad at all of you. Yeah. I'm going to go and like
find this person on LinkedIn.
Grow my network.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I have to tell you something else actually.
What do you have to tell?
About work. I found out, totally forgot. I found out I had a meeting with someone just like to catch up because they were in town. Yeah. They usually live out of town. And we are very open about compensation when we chat. That's like our main topic of conversation. And it was the guy I was telling you about those. Oh. Not the one that gave me a ride.
Oh. The other one.
There was another guy that I think I told you that he made a weird comment about Barry. Did I tell you this?
Wait, no.
He made a really strange comment. Like, we were outside of our building and there's like this weird like festival going on outside, and the gym that's in our building complex was having a competition, like a planking competition. And so of course 2 of my coworkers were like doing it and we're just like watching them.
Of course.
And so then he was like, oh, Emily, like randomly just like, how are you and your boyfriend? And like, is your boyfriend athletic?
Why did he say that?
I was just like, what's going on? Like,
how do you jump from how are you guys to is he athletic? That's obviously a competition.
It was a really weird thing to say. But the thing is, he's not like a macho man, like super masculine by any means. Like, I think if anything, he was just awkward. And he just like was trying to make conversation. But I don't even remember bringing up Barry. Like, I'm trying to remember a conversation that I don't remember bringing him up.
Oh,
so I was just like,
how do you know?
Like taken aback a bit. And if I did bring it up, it was very quickly and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Which means insignificant. And so he just randomly said it. And then I was just like, what? And I was like, not really, but he's very good. He's very musical. He's not as athletic, but he's very musical. And I was like hyping Barry up and like explaining like what he does. And there's other coworkers around there listening. They're like, that's so cool that he does music. And the guy was like, oh, that's too bad he's not athletic.
What?
Isn't that weird?
That's really weird. Like he's comparing.
Yeah.
Why is he shooting Barry down?
I don't know. And so luckily one of my other coworkers that was with us, they were like, why does it matter if he's athletic or not? And they stuck up for me and him. And I was just like, I didn't know what to say. And I think I've chalked it down to like he's just very awkward. I don't think he's like trying to be mean or anything.
But then if he's awkward, like he could either say nothing or say something slightly, like he doesn't have to pick on him or like try to make you feel like there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. Oh, he could have taken this so many better ways than he did. But it was just weird. And I think that was after we had our conversation. I don't know. So we don't talk about personal stuff. We just talk about like salary transparency. Like that's our like thing we talk about.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was the backstory of that. So I was like, what the hell?
Okay.
But anyways, we were talking about his recent not promotion, but he moved from contractor to full-time. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And he was explaining like how much more money he negotiated, and he was making more than me. And I think is he
your level?
We're the same level, but he has maybe a year or two more of experience than me, and Disney goes off of like years of experience. And so I wasn't too butthurt about it. I was just like, oh, whatever, like I'll be up for promotion maybe before him, and it'll work itself out. And so I was excited for him, like genuinely, but I was also like kind of sad a little bit.
Yeah.
Could feel tears, but they weren't coming. And then he was like, yeah, I mean, I love that we can talk so freely about this. I'm like, me too. And he's like, I've been talking about salary with a bunch of other coworkers as well. And there's one other person in my team that's a lower title than I am.
Okay.
I'm near the bottom.
Yeah.
And he found out how much he makes.
How much? Or is it more than you?
Yeah.
What?
Like $60,000 more than me.
That's not a small amount, Emily.
I know. I literally was almost about to start crying.
Well, that would make me furious too.
So we were like, he was very calm, and I was just like,
how did he negotiate that? And also, yeah, obviously he's calm because there's nothing he needs to do.
He's just relaying information, but I'm like, I would have been, I don't know. Because in this case, like this guy would be lower than both of us, and he is making more than both of us.
So did you find out why? Like, what are you?
No, I didn't find out why. He just said he thinks it's because he came in with a really good offer somewhere else. And so like we were trying to like match, but Disney doesn't do that. They're very cheap. And I know that because one of my friends was trying to apply, and like they shot her down with her other offer.
But like they should at least pay market value. Or like whatever.
Yeah.
And if this guy is setting a new high, then like they need to be mad. It's not even about like being cheap or whatever. I think it's about like you need, in a company that's like so big, you need to be fair about it. And like whatever is out there too, like you can't pay below that. That's messed up.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
I was furious. So I had my one-on-one like right after this meeting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I want to like collect my thoughts. So I know I'm gonna say something. I talked to like another coworker about it, and then I'm gonna talk to another manager that we're just like really good friends on my team, but she's not my manager. I'm gonna get some advice from her about like how to proceed with my manager, because he's great and I'm not worried that he won't support me. I just want to word it in a way that shows that I'm concerned, and like I don't want to be like, for lack of a better word, a pussy about it. Like I don't want to be, I want to come off strong and like confident, like, hey, like I deserve to make more if this other boy who is like younger than me he doesn't have any work experience except for this job. And so I'm just like, I think I have enough evidence to prove that I do deserve to make more.
Yeah.
It's just, I need to go about it in a way that's like classy and direct, you know?
I think it's not about him. It's not about, like, it's unfair that they're kind of, like, this information is pitting you guys against each other, but it's really not. And it's good that you're taking some time to think about how you want to craft your message so that they can, like, value you, see your value, and then respect you, and then, like, actually have a productive outcome from this.
Yeah.
You know? But I would definitely focus on, like, all the work that you've done for this company, and, like, all the work that because, like, you've totally grown.
Yeah, I really have.
And you're, like, your plate is getting so full, and you've taken on so much that you deserve to be rewarded for that, you know?
Yeah, I know. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. And obviously I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of why I'm glad I'm going into the office tomorrow so I can talk to her, because we're both going to go in.
That's going to be helpful.
Manager. Yeah. So I'm hoping, like, I'm just going to set up some time and just be like, what do you think about this? Like, what would you do type of thing. Sorry. My battery literally just died.
I know. But we do have to wrap this up because I feel like we have no time. We need to film the other episode.
We actually need to film the real pod.
The real pod.
The episode we had planned to film today.
And, like, also my stomach is growling, so I'm kind of hungry.
Shoot. Okay, let's get a snack.
Yeah, okay. Bye!
Bye!